Hi, class. Dr. Earls just wanting to check in as we're doing the second part of the analysis assignment. For this, you're going to build off the one you did just 2 weeks ago in week 2. This is helping you assess your church and then understanding from the feedback gained through the surveys collaborated upon. You're going to develop a SWOT analysis per the instructions given. And you're going to list again the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, not one for every part of those 9 chapters that you did the initial survey assessment upon, but you're doing that in a collective total picture of what did that reveal about your church, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats that could derail the church's growth and movement forward in health and quality and quantity experiences of God's blessings. So that's what you're doing in the second part of this assignment. The step 2 is creating that 4 chart paradigm, listing in each of those 4 quadrants: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. What did you take away from the survey? What's that telling you about your church? Where are you as to those 4 areas, and assessing your church? Then your step 3, developing a plan to address the 1 or 2 key areas that seems to be really lagging, or it's a shortfall, it's a weakness. Now let me say this about this. In the world of sports, good coaches are always leveraging their strengths to compensate for their weaknesses. So how would that be in a local church situation? For illustration's sake, let's say you really have a strong music ministry. You have gifted people. There's a lot of passion about expressing praise to God and worship, but you're weak in evangelism. It could be that you'll take that strength, the worship, the praise, the gifts that in that situation of your church, that's a strength. You have many people that are gifted this way, and you're going to develop worship teams to go out into public platforms to be able to draw people together through the music, and then through that share the message of Christ, share invitations to your church, have people ready when particular times of concerts or whatever kind of musical expressions that you're capitalizing upon the strength of your church, that being again praise music and these gifted singers, that during certain situations you have embedded people that are just one-on-one prepared to engage people in relational evangelism. So how can you take your strengths of your church, leveraging that to address and strengthen weaknesses of your church where things are right now? And then step 4 of the assignment, you're putting this all together to present this as a strategy idea for the church to keep moving forward. Back to the step 2, the SWOTs: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Perhaps the threat might be lots of people leave during a season of the year's calendar, whatever that is. Maybe you are very blessed with a lot of public school teachers, but when it comes summertime, they're gone. They're taking trips, they're getting the opportunity to spend with their families, taking breaks. That leaves your church with a threat situation if you don't anticipate and prepare for that. So that, using that illustration, that being that threat, the opportunity is you can be grooming more and more leaders. They can be SWATs, short-term workers for a season. As a team, they step in and they serve during those summer months. It could become a great strength and opportunity to develop more leaders as they get that exposure during that summer hiatus of many of your workers because of the makeup of your church, if they are a lot of public school teachers, to say. that they get their feet wet and they become more seasoned and permanent teachers, workers, leaders of small groups for your church. So, how can again you take strengths to compensate for weaknesses? How can you take opportunities to prepare and negate or preclude threats from again sidetracking the church or derailing the church's momentum of moving forward? That's what this assignment is about. So, use your creativity and taking the results from the surveys you did in week 2 to develop this paper. Thanks, class. God bless you. Have a great week ahead. Bye.